Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Maeve Quinlan, star of the Hallmark movie Polar Opposite. Join us as we delve into Maeve's insights into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us today, Maeve.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I love talking with you and I love your show and the support of your audience and listeners. So thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure for me. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in Polar Opposite?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, Polar Opposites is just this beautiful, sweet, um, comforting movie about, finding the one. And uh, although my part is certainly not the leads are, oh my gosh, Rhiannon Fish and Mark Tarasiak play the leads, Emma and Andy. And but my character Peg and the wonderful Dean McDermott plays Ian, and he is Emma. That's Rhiannon Fish plays Emma. He plays her dad, and I'll tell you the plot in a second. But he was wonderful. He was just so great. They all were. This cast was incredible, and everybody that was hired from to support this cast was incredible. But before I tell you about Peg, Emma, her father Ian, he is a penguin researcher, and he is in Antarctica, and that's what he does for a living. It's his passion. And she's on the phone with him, and doesn't. They're in a little bit of trouble. He says he's in trouble, and she tries to get there as fast as she can. But in order to do so, she has to basically be a stowaway on a cruise ship. And she has a meet cute with Andy, who is also a researcher going over to Antarctica. Peg, who I play, is the manager of the research facility for the penguins. And what's really sweet about Peg's character is she has a crush on Ian, Emma's father. So, kind of the B story there is love and finding the one has no age limits, and you can meet the love of your life, over 50. You can meet the love of your life at 29. You can meet the love of your life at 16, and so there's a banter and a friendship, and Peg tries to keep Ian in line, but Ian is so obsessed with his penguins and his research that he risks himself over and over again to do his research. And so, anyway, this time he really worries Peg, that's for sure. But the through line of the whole movie is I must be probably the only person that didn't know this. But until I did this movie, I had no idea that penguins mate for life. I didn't know that. I had no idea. So I like to think that I'm a somewhat intelligent person, but somehow or another, that one I just never knew until this movie. And so that's the through line through the whole thing. Yeah, it's really cute. And it came at a really, really great time where people needed a lot of comfort right now.
Exactly. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
Um, the people that were making it, that's what initially attracted me to it, because I have worked with David Boyles, our producer, on a wonderful movie, My Father's Murder in Greece, which you had me on your show
Yeah.
last year to talk about, and the incredible director Colin Tees. And uh, it's the people that make it, and Hallmark. I mean, that's the thing, is that when someone brings you a project as an actor, not only does the project itself have to be something that you want to do and you're passionate about, but the people that are involved, you can have a great script, but if the people that are involved in it are not great producers and great directors, well, then maybe you're not going to do it. This was the perfect trifecta, because it was, um, Hallmark. It is the amazing Timothy Johnson, who's our executive producer. It's David Boyle's and Hollywood Productions, his production company, and it's the wonderful director Colin Tease. And then lastly, it was an amazing cast. But Barbara Kimlicka, who has written other wonderful movies I've been in, a Stalker Club for one that was on Lifetime. She's a brilliant writer. So it's more than a trifecta, actually. I'm listing off a lot of people that made this so desirable, for me to do. And then normally I play usually the second leads in movies like this. What I really loved about this was that Peg is just a sweet sort of part of the movie. You know, a supporting character, the two great Emma and Andy, but the two great actors there that and Dean McDermott playing Ian, just brilliant. And so the mama bear, shall we say. And it was lovely, and it was lovely playing her, and she had a heart of gold to be able to, without even being words said, that there was something between Ian and Peg, the older people in the movie. And which I was saying is just like love meeting the love of your life has no age start and no age limit to it. So once I read the script, and so I already was really excited, and also excited because it filmed in Patagonia, which I had never been. And prior to being a professional tennis player, being a professional actress, I was a professional tennis player, which had me, I was traveling around the world, and it's hard to find somewhere that I kind of haven't been. It was a wonderment and a wonder world. It just was unbelievable to film there. So once I read the script and then fell in love with a part of Peg, that was it. So, but I would even, I can't say enough about the people involved in this, truly, and the crew. It's amazing.
That's great. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
Oh, I think what's so great about this movie and meeting is, Hallmark is, they make incredible movies that touch your heart. And of course, people love the Christmas movies. And we've just come out of Christmas season. And it was a winter movie. It wasn't a Christmas movie. But I think as the new year started, everyone's still, particularly in Los Angeles, where we are dealing with devastating fires, countless, hundreds of home losses, personal friends of mine that have evacuated, personal friends of mine who lost their homes. I mean, countless people evacuated, but I have 5 friends who lost their homes. And when this movie was airing, I was really, how do I even promote it? How could you promote something at a time like this? And a friend of mine said, well, this is why people need to watch this movie. It'll give them 2 hours out of their life that they can just escape into something beautiful and comforting. And I got a lot of friends saying, "Oh, thank you." Gave me just a few hours of feeling some other emotions rather than sadness and mourning. And I think that is what I think is so great about this movie is, and is that it does touch your heart, and we all need that, no matter what your situation is that day. And that's what's great about filmmaking, you know, and
Yeah,
escape. So I think the beauty, to answer your question further, I think the beauty of the locations were just incredible. And I think the message, the message, you can find love. You never know. Might be right in front of you, or it might be in Antarctica, or it might be on a ship that you're going to be you're going to be a stowaway on.
that's great.
Yeah.
And what can you tease about Peg's journey?
Well, you don't know the end of Peg's journey, but I think you have an inkling of where it may go. And she is devoted to her work as Ian is, holding down the fort of the research center. But Meg's journey is, I think, to be determined. But I think when you watch the movie, you can see. I think love might be in the forecast for Ian and Peg.
Great.
Yeah.
The last question about this movie.
Mhm.
What was your favorite scene or moment behind the scene you prefer about this movie?
Oh my gosh. Well, I can tell you my favorite behind the scenes
Yeah.
was when we weren't filming. You know, when you're on location, your cast is your family. And we explored the towns together. We went to restaurants together. And that was my favorite part. I always loved being on location. We lived in this hotel. We took over the hotel. It was like this chalet right into log cabin chalet right into the mountains. Watching the horses come out and drink their water at there was a beautiful nature trail and all around us, and they would come out every day at like 4 p.m. to drink their water. And I don't know, it just was the beauty of that. So that was the behind the scenes and us enjoying it all together. So it was we formed our own family on set, as you do, as I've mentioned, on location. And then my favorite scene, you know, it's really hard to say because there were so many cute ones, but I think there's a scene where we're all around a table, meaning the characters Emma, Andy, Ian, and Peg. And Ian, Dylan McDermott, is telling the stories of his penguins and Lola, and telling us all about Lola's personality. And Lola is the one is the penguin that's in distress, and Hugo's trying to get to her, and or maybe it's Hugo trying to get to Lola, but I think it's Lola out there. Anyway, and then he tells us all the story about Hugo, and you know, he's a rock star, and he's braver than brave, and he'll just jump off any sort of cliff. And you're listening to Ian tell this story and about how Lola wants um, Hugo, but they're separated, you know, because she's in distress. A block of an iceberg went off, and they can't float it off, and they can't get to it. It's the weather is too terrible, and there's a moment where the two young leads, you know, they've had their meet cute, and um, he tells a story about it's been a long dance for Lola, trying to, you know, mate for life. And then the camera kind of comes in on Peg. And that's my favorite scene, just because as an actor, and for that character, that's what resonated, because she's in love with Ian. And it's been a long dance for her. And this was the time he really scared her going off. So I loved that scene because there were so many different layers of it. And the way Dean McDermott, as Ian, tells the stories of the lives, it was captivating, but then it applied to every character at that table. So yeah,
Yes.
and we were eating some of Peg's great cooking. Apparently, I'm a wonderful cook in the movie, and I'm not in real life. So that's always fun to play. Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, change of subject.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask you about your upcoming project. Two of them is Cupid Tattoo and Scarlet. What?
Yeah, you know what? Cupid Tattoo is a wonderful script that came my way quite a long time ago with fabulous producer and now director Julia Verdon. And so that isn't in the works. It was to be in the works, oh, I want to say like 15 years ago. And so I don't know the status of that. And Scarlet we shot quite a while ago. So I think just that IMDb has not picked up that I don't think it has been released yet. I play uh, uh, in that I play an FBI
Yeah,
agent, and it's about a wonderful, um, very brilliant newspaper reporter who's trying to take down the head of the mob, and I'm trying to take him down too. And this reporter is doing a better job than than my uh, than my agency is, and yet I find that she's getting in my way. but really she's not. She's doing a better job is what she's doing. But So that was a movie, I think, to be a series. And yeah, I just don't think it's been released yet. But no, the new year has just started, and I have just this morning received a bunch of scripts to go through. So I don't know my next project to shoot yet. But this was, as I say, we shot this current movie in November, right before the Thanksgiving holidays here in the United States. And it's unheard of for a movie to turn around so quickly and be aired. So I thought this was going to air maybe in the spring or something like that, but they got it on the air. So right now, this is my current project, the one we're discussing, and I'll let you know when the next ones are going to be filmed.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Can we know if there's something vibe, lifetime thriller or a Hallmark romance?
Oh, the scripts that I'm currently reading.
Yeah.
There is independent movie, a gritty, cool independent movie. I can't really talk about it. There is a Lifetime and a potential. I believe it's going to be a Hallmark. I don't know the third one. I don't know what network will pick that up, but I think it's intended for Hallmark, who I love working for. I used to work. You see me mostly in Lifetime movies now, and when I was first on The Bold and the Beautiful, I was doing a lot of Hallmark movies. So it's wonderful to be back with the Hallmark family. I love them. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the next project is.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
happy because they are all of them my favorites. So I'm happy to see
What's your favorite? I'm sorry.
Lifetime thriller
Yeah.
and Hallmark
Yeah.
romance.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
they're your
them
favorite.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like them both. So I'm happy to see you in them.
Oh, thank you. Well, I can't tell you how many times I'm in airports and people tell me the same thing. They love Lifetime and they love Hallmark. They're completely different because one's a thriller and one is a feel good movie. You always know though that everything's going to wind up okay in both the movies. But yeah, I love working for both networks so much. And as I say, just such a wonderful return to Hallmark because I've missed working for them. I've done, there's a Christmas movie that plays every year, Boyfriend for Christmas. That's one I love that still plays to this day. McBride plays, oh my gosh, I can't even remember, but it's great to be back in their family and continue to be part of the Lifetime family. I'm very fortunate, actually.
It's
Yeah.
great to see you in
Yeah.
them.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So this is it. Make sure
Okay.
all of you to coach Polar Opposite on Hallmark Plus. And thank you, Maeve, to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I love talking to you. I could talk to you forever. Oh,
Thank you. And thank you all for
thank you
watching.
for having me on. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Pray for LA, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye.